Hey guys, I'm in my car right now after work. So what happened? I had to take my daughter's computer back to her school place where we got it from because it was malfunctioning. And while they're looking at it and I have to wait anyways, I decided to make a video. And the topic I want to talk about was inspired by my youngest daughter, Gabby, because one day she came to me and asked, like, do you think you would have more money if you wouldn't have kids? I'm like, probably, yeah, why? And she was like, I was like, because maybe she thinks that, I would rather have money than kids or something. But she was like, well, because maybe if you wouldn't have kids, you wouldn't have to work so much, or you wouldn't have to spend money on kids. Well, yeah, maybe, because as mom, because we have kids, the biggest expense that we have is by not being able to earn a lot of money and still have time with the kids. That's like my biggest problem. Even though I work 2 jobs right now and do homeschool with my kids, well, a lot of times it happens in the evenings too because I'm busy during the day. But she asked me that because she see how I'm busy all the time. I'm either working or doing something with kids, or like doing some work at home, like cleaning, cooking, or taking care of my animals or something, or I'm sleeping. There's like no time in the day where I'm just like sitting and watching a movie or something. I do watch some YouTube videos, but they're usually like 5-10 minutes, or I'm listening to it while I'm doing the housework. But she is 9 years old, but she sees that, and she already understands that like stuff costs money. So that's why she asked me that. She's a pretty smart girl, I think. So we talk and ask her, like, do you want to have kids when you grow up? And she still thinks about it, but I don't know. well, she's only 9. She has a long time to think about it. But my point is like, there's no point of saving money or having money or building wealth if you don't have kids. I mean, sure, you can save for retirement and all that, but there's a lot of people who just like live on like because they didn't save anything, they still don't like starve. They live on government assistance and stuff, but they're still okay. But the reason why we work so hard and like trying to have a decent house and decent living and save something for our retirement and give something to our kids, it's just because we have kids and we want to give them something. Maybe because if we wouldn't have kids, we wouldn't try so much. Oh, my hand hurts now. We wouldn't try to save so much money. I mean, like, save for anything. Like, we would just enjoy whatever we make, and that's about it. So I had to explain to her that if we wouldn't have any kids, we wouldn't probably save any money, because there would be no point of saving money because you have nobody to give it to, and there's no point of having money after you die if you don't have anybody to give it to, right? So hopefully that made her feel better, that she's helping us save money, because even though I'm sure I don't make my kids feel guilty that we have to like spend money on them and stuff, and because I know some parents do, which is wrong. They don't even say it straight, but they're like, oh, your kids are costing us too much money and stuff like that. They're like blaming kids for stuff, which I would never do to my kids, which is really bad. But I don't know why I don't know, sometimes kids feel guilty for the stuff that they're not guilty for, and like they shouldn't be feeling guilty about, but they do. And I had to explain to her that because it's not like her fault that she's being born. It's not her like fault that we're not millionaires, that we don't have an unlimited amount of money, like, because we as parents chose to have kids, so that's our responsibility to take care of them and give them food and a place to sleep and all that stuff. But you know, well, also, like, our life wouldn't be as like, enriched if we wouldn't have any kids. So like, I kind of felt bad that she kind of has that feeling that, like, feeling guilty that she must be costing her parents money, but it's like, but another thing is, good thing that she understands that everything costs money. So whatever she decides to do in her life later, she needs to decide between, like, okay, if I do this, it's gonna cost me this much. If I do that, it's gonna cost me that much. And maybe she can make more of money conscious decisions on whatever she does. Sorry, my hands are shaking because I've been working all day and I'm tired. So I'm not saying having kids doesn't cost the money, or it doesn't cost, well, it mostly costs time though. But because this is something that you as a parent chose to do, now you have to deal with it. So would be no point of having or saving any money or building any wealth if you don't have kids. Well, maybe you can give it to your pets if they live longer than you do. But yeah, I would rather have my kids than having more money, because let's face it, I would be able to have a better job and making more and all that if I wouldn't have any kids. But if I wouldn't have any kids, there's a lot of women who don't have kids, and they're like, I would give up all the job and all my money to just have kids. So actually, I can still have a good job in a few years after my kids grow up and move out. So you can still have both if you time it right. Yeah, you can still have both if you live long enough. Thank you guys for watching and listening to my rambling. And please make sure your kids don't feel guilty for you having them and spending money on them, and don't blame them for anything, because that can seriously damage them for life. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye. They weren't able to fix the computer, there's something wrong with it, but they gave us a different one. They replaced it, and because it was like software problem, like, we didn't damage it, we didn't have to, they didn't charge us anything, we didn't have to pay anything. Because the thing is, if we do, like, break it or drop it or damage it, we would be responsible for it. But we got a new computer, now she can do her school. Yay. And the topic I want to talk about was inspired by my I can't talk, I'm too tired now.